Their story comes out of the Book of Invasions, an 11th century Irish manuscript, supposedly based on much older sources. The Book of Invasions suggests that the Fomorians were one of the earliest groups to inhabit Ireland, arriving before the arrival of the Tuatha de Danann. The Fomorians, Old Irish, Fomor, Modern Irish, Fomhare or Fomwar or Fomwari, plural, Fomwar, singular, are a supernatural race in Irish mythology. They are often portrayed as hostile and monstrous beings who come from under the sea or the earth. Later, they were portrayed as giants and sea raiders. They appear as the Muiridi in the Irish version of the Historia Brittonum of Nennius. In English, they are called the Fomorians, Fomori or Fomers. They are enemies of Ireland's first settlers. The first part is now generally agreed to be the Old Irish fo, meaning under, below, lower, beneath, nether, etc. The meaning of the second part is unclear. One suggestion is that it comes from the Old Irish moor, sea, and that the name thus means something like the undersea ones. The Fomorians seem to have been gods who represent the harmful or destructive powers of nature, personifications of chaos, darkness, death, blight and drought. The Tuatha De, in contrast, seem to represent the gods of growth and civilization. The origins of the Fomorians are also uncertain, though many sources mention that they arrived in Ireland on ships. In some sources, they are described as having dark skin and dark hair, thus leading to the speculation that the Fomorians sailed all the way to Ireland from Africa or Asia. In other sources, the Fomorians are painted as grotesque abominations. One account, for example, depicts them as having only one eye, one leg, and one arm, whilst another portrays them as having the bodies of human beings, but with the heads of goats. It may be mentioned, however, that good-looking Fomorians may also be found in the ancient sources. One of these, for example, is Eletha, a king of the Fomorians, who was described as handsome and golden-haired. As a race of supernatural beings, the Fomorians are described as having the power to control certain forces of nature, notably the more destructive ones, including winter, crop blight, and plague. The last of these is often mentioned in the texts as the means by which the Fomorians ultimately triumph over their enemies. During their invasion of Ireland, for instance, the Fomorians encountered the Partholons, the first invaders of the island, and they are said to have fought many battles with them. After several years of fighting, the Fomorians succeeded in defeating the Partholons when they unleashed a plague upon them. Balor, a Fomorian king, is also well known for his destructive ability. This Fomorian, who came to the aid of Bress in his battle against the Tuatha de Danann, was a giant with one eye. Balor's eye is said to be so destructive/poisonous that it would destroy anything it looked at. Following their defeat by the Tuatha de Danann during the Second Battle of Mag Tuired, the Fomorians lost their rule over Ireland, as well as their central role in Irish mythology. Nevertheless, legends say they were given the province of Connaught and were even allowed to marry some of the Tuatha de Danann. Additionally, some place names in Ireland are said to be derived from the Fomorians, such as Tory Island, which is named after the Fomorian king Torek. In contemporary Irish culture, they are often seen as symbols of the darker aspects of nature and the human psyche.